there is no doubt there's going to be a ton of different news items that are going to be out there trying to grab our attention. And that's the whole point of news. Grab your attention, stay, watch the advertisers, right? But does that serve us as traders and investors? No, not at all. What serves us as traders and investors is to understand the context of the news, whether that be political, geopolitical, whether that be data, macroeconomic. We're in earnings season, which is easy to forget with everything going on. And my thought is really this: anytime you or I start to make decisions that are more emotionally based, it's because we don't have information, right? So if some bit of news gets under our skin, or in whatever way that is, it's because we don't have enough information. And information starts in a chart like this. So Raghee, what is this chart in front of you? This is a chart of the aerospace and defense. Now, is this necessarily where I want to be looking for opportunities? No, it's probably a really good example, though, of opportunities or trades that could happen. And while I don't have any uptrends here, none of the trend labels on any of these charts, including the ETF itself and the top 14 weighted names, none of them are in trends. And I wanted to start with something that had no trends because the fear is always pretty similar. All of us fear the same thing as traders for the most part, right? I don't want to blow up my account. That's a given. But I don't want to miss the moves. So we have to first define what a missed move is. And so much of this goes to not getting overloaded with information, not getting overloaded with emotion, but sticking to what matters. Does it matter right now about the news? Only so much as we can go back and look at the chart and say, this is affecting it in the way that I would suppose the news would, right? And then what's bullish? So here's a really easy thing we do in the Sector Secrets Mastery. If I have 5 green candles in a row, that's at least bullish. And why does that label matter? Why does it matter so much to call something bullish? Because then it takes away the other side of the trade. Then I'm not going to be tempted to try and buy a put when the trend might be up. I won't be tempted to buy a call when the trend might be down. So the first thing is getting that directional bias and making sure I can eliminate one side from the trade probability. In other words, if you look at a chart and say, gosh, I could be long or I could be short, there's no opportunity there. This is the time frame I'm using to keep from information overload. And it might seem kind of weird. Rag, your other chart had 15 little charts on there and this one has 4. All right, it's about knowing what to look for. So if I go back to this chart here, once I realize that all I'm looking for are 5 green candles in a row, really easily I can eliminate certain things, at least for now, from contention. It makes it easier to not be distracted when we're specific about the criteria. Okay, so certain things are just a no. Easy. I know what I'm looking for, so I know what I'm not looking for. Now, when it comes to this view here, this is the S&P, by the way, across the 5-minute, the 1 hour, the daily, and the weekly. And never in the last probably year and a half have I wanted all 4 of these to be pretty present in my day-to-day decision making. Because while I do like to day trade, our main goal this morning in the Sector Secrets Mastery was to get long the S&P via SPY. That was the really main setup I was looking for. And then we had a couple other things like long gold, right? But that's a 5-minute conversation. Well, what about moving out to other time frames? Really simple. What I'm trying to do is find where is there a trend. And the second most, so there's 3 time frames left here. Let's start with the least bearish time or bullish time frame. The least bullish time frame is the daily. That's the least bullish. All right. The second most bullish time frame is the 1 hour, and the most bullish time frame, the one that would set up mean reversion buys, is the weekly. So if I'm looking to set up a long position and clarity is what determines where my attention goes, the weekly looking for mean reversions is the gift that keeps on giving. Will I get a ton of these opportunities? No, but we're in for quality, not quantity, right? And there's that mean reversion. Okay, Rog, well, it's a slow moving time frame. After that, what would you focus on? The 1 hour. I would look for short-term swings on a 1 hour time frame. And the last thing I would do is I want 4 more of these green candles to really start getting convinced that the long side of the S&P is where I want to be. Right? Now, what if we look at something that's heavily weighted in the S&P, like technology? Right? Tech is not ready for prime time. It does not make a lot of sense to be bullish tech on the weekly. There's no bullish candles at best. This is bearish to neutral because we have just 2 neutral candles and a whole host of red candles that preceded. So there's no green bullish here. So for now, hey, maybe if we're looking bearishly, this might be a place to look, right? But if I want to be bullish in the XLK, really easy. It's a day trade or it's a 1 hour. So notice how we're looking at a single symbol, but we're almost treating them like 4 symbols, right? And this is where a lot of traders do 2 things that I think hurt them. Just my experience has taught me this hurts traders. 1, they have a static watch list, their favorites, and that's it, right? It's as if we want to listen to our favorite song from when we were 11 years old for the rest of our life, which would mean I'm probably listening to a lot of Duran Duran, which is fine, but maybe not at 53, okay? The next thing that I would say is the fluidity between time frames, right? Each one of these time frames on the same symbol can present very differently. Let's go to one of the heavier weighted stocks in XLK. That's Apple, right? Not a whole lot to be bullish here. What if I take a look at, by contrast, Google, right? Look at all 4 time frames. From a day trading perspective, pretty choppy, but back and forth in the hourly price movement ranges. Take a look at the 1 hour. That's not too bad, right? As far as support goes and bullishness goes, there's an uptrend on the 1 hour, which is going to be a little bit shorter a life cycle because we could transition in and transition out of a 1 hour trend relatively quickly. But look at the daily. Right? This is one of the magnificent 7 that, frankly, relative to the others, never stopped being magnificent. Buy dips in Google, and the daily time frame would be a pretty darn good place to do it. In fact, I would rank the 1 hour and the daily pretty much tied. Leave the day trading alone, and I'd say pretty neutral about the weekly. So as you're going through these setups, as you're going through your symbols, the best way to stave off just the overabundance of news designed to make you emotional, designed to keep you glued to the channel, and also as a wonderful side effect, will have you make very poor decisions about trading. We want to replace that emotion with information, but we want to keep from information overload. This is less about what I'm trading right now, because let's wait for some of the dust to settle. For all intents and purposes, the year has started now. But this is the process. And this process that I've walked you through can be something you can use for the rest of your career. And if you're looking for more of something like this, a repeatable process around your watch list building, around your trade selection, I'm pretty stoked because I've just got actually the information as of, I think, yesterday. So if you want to check it out, coming up really soon, and I'll give you the date in just a moment. If you go to simplertrading.com /consistency. I love that. /consistency. So simplertrading.com / where is my line here? There we go. /consistency. Now, when you get there, you can register for the webinar that's coming up. That's coming up on February 5. All right, so Feb 5. I know it seems a long way off, but start thinking about what we're doing here and the way that I described it here in the free video. In the premium video, I'm going to get a little bit more specific to some open trades and a little bit more watch list building, which is something you got a taste of here. And February 5, the webinar that we'll be talking about is a 3-month immersion that's coming up through February, March, and April. So if you're looking for someone with 30+ years experience to hold your hand through this year, that is what we're going to be doing in the Sector Secrets Mastery. In fact, that's what we do day in and day out. Every entry, every exit, every day, every trade that I take is an alert. And that's the point. Let's grow accounts together. All right. And I'll see you all for sure in the next video, but for sure on February 5th. Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.